You want to rev it up? All right, guys, ready? You got to blow my ears up. All right, guys, hey, we're here at GTR Fest. This is Peter from WERKS. I have been following him for a while, watching his YouTube videos. I suggest you guys do the same. This guy knows his stuff when it comes to the RB chassis, the RB motor. I love that he's just open and honest about some of the builds. And today we're looking at this really sick R33. So I just want you to go over, tell us about it, tell us about the build. Sure. Is it shop car, customer's car?
Yeah, let's go over it. So this car was brought to us by a local guy.
Okay.
He's a tattoo artist in town.
You guys are in?
We are in South Florida, Boca Raton.
Okay.
He wanted us to build something for him. He didn't exactly know what. We originally started out it was going to be like a tribute build, like a Fast and the Furious build. I liked the yellow idea. I just didn't like yeah, you're good. Okay. It was going to be a tribute build, but I didn't love the idea. So we decided on keeping the yellow, but kind of making it a little bit new, right?
This yellow is like sick.
Right. So
it's custom.
It's a smart car color called Light Lemon.
Okay.
It's very vibrant. It's almost green. It's almost fluorescent. It's kind of somewhere in between. It's very, very difficult to photograph. So if you're watching this today, if you ever see this car in person and you're watching the video in 4K, whatever it is, it's definitely different in person. So definitely let your eyes adjust to whatever's going on.
It's bright. It's bright.
Get your best screen out to watch this thing. So if you look at this car, you're going to see two main colors. You're going to see the yellow, obviously, itself, and then you're going to see the purple all over the car. And then you might see some black and some polish, but it's all going to be complementary. It's all going to make sense. We're not going to put things on the car that doesn't make sense. So the carbon accents work, the black works, the yellow works. All of these things kind of mold together into what you see here today. The engine itself is a 2.8 stroker. Okay. We did a full, obviously the car came apart. It's a full PRP brace, so it's an integrated main brace with half-inch studs. The head is completely built, all Super Tech components in there. As far as valve train, we have GSE R1.5s for cams in this car. PRP running gear, of course, fuel system, fuel rail is PRP. We have a Frenchie's fuel hat in this car. With all of our custom aluminum lines. So there's aluminum lines under the car leading up to a PTFE into the fuel system here and as well as in the back of the car. And then all of our lines are all custom made. Like the ones, the cooling and the oil lines on the turbo are very obvious. Everybody loves those things. We may start doing a kit for those. I'm kind of talking to a few manufacturers. Maybe we can get it copied and just sell it a little bit because it is very time consuming. Just the turbo alone takes us about a day or two to actually make and bend and polish and actually get on the car. Extremely time consuming, but we love the way it works, right? So always quality over the time for us. We're like, well, however long it takes. So
whatever it takes.
Yep. Frenchie's components as far as the AC and the power steering.
Artec manifold.
Yep. And we always love our Garrett turbos. Shout out to Garrett and Artec for making a great combo in this car. This is a G35 1050 paired with a fast response Artec exhaust manifold, right? And then on the other side, intake side, it's just a very basic Nismo intake manifold, but it works really good up to about 1,000 horsepower. And also shout out to HKS for the awesome intercooler that we have in this car, as well as our intercooler piping and stuff on the cold side. We usually make customs on the hot side.
Your product or
that's from Frenchie's. So the actual the wiring cover on the top of the motor there, that's from Frenchie's as well. That's a really nice piece, kind of covers everything up. You can get it in raw or black or just paint it however you want. We were going to paint it, but I was just going to, we have a couple little chrome bits in the car, so we keep it that way for this car. PRP, obviously, the running gear, as well as like the little bits like this, the radiator stays and things like that on this car.
I got a question. Are you guys replacing this stuff? And because it's still available, are you doing little stuff like that too?
Correct, yeah. So these bottles were bought brand new. The old ones are really super crusty. The mount was crusty. So all of this stuff kind of either got replaced. If it's really gnarly, it came out and we replaced it.
One thing I noticed is it's attention to every little detail, every little bolt. Even the fender liner bolt, everything.
Yeah, some people like this is new modern hardware. Some people like an OEM bolt that's painted and stuff like that. We're kind of a blend between the two, so I don't get in the nitty gritty of it, but we get it very, very close.
But I can tell that it's consistent.
Yep. Yeah. All of our builds are going to look generically the same. Some are going to be a little bit different, just depending on the customer's wants, desires, and needs. We are adding some tooling to our process, and we're going to get a vapor honing machine soon. It's on the way, and just to kind of like clean up some of the stuff that you can't either replace and make it look as new as humanly possible. So, but we always we reinvest in ourselves constantly. So it's a new tool, a new thing, and just to kind of improve our process and improve the way the cars efficiently get done to the end. So.
I just noticed something. This is made by you?
Yeah, so actually,
Detail there.
Yeah, the center plate's just a generic center plate that we have made, and then my buddy actually just laser etches, different variants into the top of it. So if it's a custom build, or the guy didn't want his name on it, so this one doesn't have his name on it. But we usually do a name placard for whatever build or whatever customer that we're doing, just so it's a little bit more personalized.
No, it's all about those little teeny touches to have this guy just warm and special feelings.
Yeah, his this car we've been building for about 2 years, on and off. We doing the motor, we weigh, we do this, we're waiting for parts. So, and there was no rush with this thing, and this is one of those builds that evolved. So there was no rush for anything. But when he actually drove it for the first time a couple weeks ago, and his mind just exploded. He was more than happy.
So what's the power? I mean, what are we at?
Well, good question. We didn't really power it yet. We have a really good base map building now. We've run it around. We vetted it. There's no leaks. We little break-in stuff like that. When we get home from GTR Fest Year 24, we're gonna get it on the dyno, see what it does. It should do anywhere between 700 and 800. That's kind of our number.
Sweet spot for those. Yeah.
Yeah, the sweet spot, and this has a lease spec oil pan in it. It's not on dry sump, so it's a very I'll say basic, but it's a very basic build. But it's perfect for the street. So it's at that power level that's gonna let you drive it every day and kind of flog it as much as you want, right?
Yeah, it's reliable. Yeah. I noticed you got the IC7 dash. What size cams was it?
R1.5. They're like 270 and change.
Okay.
I forget the number off the top of my head, but the R1.5.
This is so clean.
If you press the page up button, and if you can see this over there,
Can you see the dash?
can you see the screen?
I got a reflection of you in there. Page up.
If you press the page up, you can scroll screens in.
Sick.
Everything kind of matches coordinates, right?
Yeah. Really nice. Like, I'm smiling.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
All right, guys, so I am inside the car. Peter was kind enough to let me start it up and give it a little revs. We're just watching temperatures, get them up there. I can see the ethanol content at 73. Everything is just working on this car. I mean, this interior is super, super, super clean. And I love the seats. I love how they actually just go with this color. I don't know how to explain it, but it's really nice. So oil pressure still, it gets up there, huh?
Yeah, way past 100.
Yeah. It turns red. It's super cool. Very responsive. Yeah. You want to rev it up? All right, guys, ready? You gotta blow my ears up. Tell me about the exterior. I see you're running the 19-inch LMGTs. What rotors? What aero? Spoiler? All this stuff.
Let's do it. So if you look at this car from we'll get some shots later. I just want you to appreciate how flat this car is. The paint, obviously it's yellow itself, but we spend a lot of time getting this car straight. And it's sometimes unseen. A lot of cars, when you're looking at them from factory, they have like a factory orange peel. They're kind of funky. Most cars, also from the manufacturer, we don't wet sand them. They're not flattened out at all. So we take the time to not only get it really, really straight. We block everything. Everything is. We spend a lot of hours. We probably have about 350, 400 hours in just the paint on this car. And then after it's physically painted, then we'll go back once it's all dried up, and we'll actually cut the entire car so it's laser straight. So if you look. The bugs love the yellow color, but there's no orange peel anywhere on this car. No. Like if you look at the fender on this car and how round it is.
Usually you're gonna find it down in here.
Every inch of this car is flat, like 100% flat. The hood, everything is all flat on this car. And that's a big telltale. If you're looking at a car that's either been painted or is factory or whatever, if you're looking at a car that's really been properly restored and properly painted, you'll see that how flat it is. And you'll look at some of the best cars, even at this show, and they're not necessarily as flat as this car is. Now, some people like the factory orange peel look, some people don't. They like the originality, whatever it is. But that's a good telltale sign if you're looking at that. As far as the wheels and tires on this car, these are 19, 10.5, 15. This car does look good with an 18 also in the same offset and size, but the 19s also look good on this. On a 285 tire, nothing rubs. The fenders in the back are not rolled at all.
I notice the car's not like super slammed.
It's not slammed. This is a good just driver stance we love to do on this car. R35 brakes. We have DBA rotors. We like using the excess stuff with the R35 kits, and we use EBC pads almost on every one of these.
I like the touch with the brakes.
Yeah, so
color matching.
Again, with my pick 2 methodology, we're gonna continue the color choice all the way from the valve cover all the way to the brakes, and whatever other doodads may kind of make sense on the car. The kit on the car is from Hesemi Sport. It's a front lip, side skirt, and the back is I think it's an active rep. I don't know exactly what it is.
Okay.
But it kind of fits the car. Again, this is a blend of new and old quality parts as best as we can find for this type of stuff, right? So we're not so purist that we won't use something that if it's not the original, okay, like whatever, if it looks good. These are driver cars, right? These aren't designed to be nut and bolt, period correct, exact thing, $400 restoration type.
Some people do that, but this is
right. This is the kind
driver's
of
car.
Yeah, it's a driver car. It's a blend of those things. So I love this kit. It actually fits really good. Fits like a Nismo kit. That's why we actually like it. He brought us a kit originally, and actually it's still at the shop. We won't use it because it requires so much work. Yeah. So this was great. We use this kit. We have a blade on the back and the full titanium exhaust. We actually make the downpipe in house, and then we connect to a Tomei in the back of the car.
So the one thing I noticed when I got inside the car was how the seats flowed to. I mean, it was like I've never seen that seat. I mean, I have, but like in person, just to get it to like. Oh, this just works.
Yeah, we struggled for a long time to find a seat that would actually work for this car because of the odd color combination, the bright yellow and the purple. Or like, what seats am I going to do?
Well, standard black, but
it's like I didn't want to put a brand new Recaro or Sparko in the car. It didn't really make sense. Right? It's not really from that era. It's not exactly. That's not what it's supposed to be. So we were kind of scrolling around and we found some stuff that really worked, man. And this is it. This is the seat. It's a time trial original seat, and we love them. We absolutely love them. It couldn't be any more perfect.
It was comfy, but the color. I mean, it's good.
Yeah, the color is on point.
super well executed. I got one more question for you. So some of those parts, like the seats, how hard, we were talking earlier off camera, how hard is it to source some of the parts for the R33, and is it getting harder and harder?
So the OEM parts are very hard to get. They do make some of them still. They are kind of running out. I know Nissan is making some more of them. It just depends on the chassis. 34 is a little bit easier to get in general parts for, just because they're a little bit newer. But the 33s and 32s are almost impossible. So you like the door sills on this, like the door and the leading edge of the door here. Those you can buy, but the top portion doesn't exist. So you have to either find a good set and restore it, or just live with what you got. The window gaskets and stuff, front and back are still available. The quarter windows are available, but they're discontinued right now. They're kind of back ordered. So, and the gaskets are encapsulated on the actual windows itself, so you can't really undo that.
What we were talking about, guys, is, and if you watch some of my earlier videos, you cannot get this part. So I had a car come in and I pulled the visors off, and you really have to restore them. You just cannot get these parts from Nissan. So this is available, some of the inside seals and stuff like that on 34s. You guys have seen me do that stuff, real important. Makes the doors feel really good. Yep. So I think we're on the same page as far as like quality of like feel and stuff like that. And that's why once I got in this car, I love, it's the feel, right? It's, oh my God. And I had the camera in my hand, but I sat and the way the cluster was lighting up and the colors and everything, it was sick.
Yeah, I think the smile says it all for sure. You can usually tell by your smile.
We had a conversation with some of our reps here the other day. Definitely one of my favorite builds here. So
I really appreciate that. We definitely put a lot of heart into this car. We love this car very much, and we're proud to showcase it here at GTR Fest 2024.
Sick. All right, dude. Nice to meet you in person.
Yeah, finally.
We've talked a long time, and hope to see you guys next year here at GTR Fest.
We will be here. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, hit either one of us up. I'll
put a link down below.
Yep, and we'll be here for you to help you on your GTR journey.
And I've recommended to you guys hit me up and inbox me. If you're in Florida, hit these guys up.
I'm with it. I can handle it.
Feel it. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much.